heart rate dropped there for a second.
Alright.
Oh, I almost had it. God damn it.
It's fun to mess with you guys.
I almost had it.
It's fine.
Look how
Your
close I
warm-up
was.
was just dragging.
I was
I
just
don't
pretty
expect you
off.
to fuck it up.
I
Alright.
almost got 64.
So, what
That's
we're going to be
not
looking
bad.
at is actually probably something you've seen before. And this is actually a representation
Are
of...
you gonna show us another one, Kobe? Yeah, like what?
there's a whole bunch. We'll see some of them. I don't remember them all off the top of my head.
Oh.
But there's another one. It's like... Oh, I don't remember. It's like a 3, 7, and something, I think.
What equals
I don't remember them off the top of my head.
Nothing. Nothing. Oh my
Okay,
God.
so what we're learning today is the Pythagorean theorem, which you guys have probably seen before. Anybody remember it off the top of their head?
Yes.
Nope.
What is it?
I don't remember what
Ish.
it is, I just remember learning it.
Yep, it's pretty easy.
My teacher would say it like 7 times in a
Yep.
row. She's like, Pythagorean theorem.
So, Pythagorean theorem works when we have a right triangle. So I got my right triangle here. And if I take a leg squared plus a leg squared, it equals the hypotenuse squared. So a leg is just not the longest side of a triangle. Make sure you guys are filling out your notes, going through these. When we look at a leg of a triangle, that is just not the longest side. Chloe, I'm going to work on these and make these back.
We're talking about Pythagorean
theorem.
Alright,
That's
leg
what
is just
we're
not the
talking
longest
about.
side of a triangle. And the hypotenuse is the longest side. Hypotenuse is always the longest side. Legs, it doesn't really matter which is which, they're just not the longest. But for Pythagorean theorem, we don't usually say leg squared plus leg squared equals hypotenuse squared. We make it way easier and we go a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
Oh yeah. I remember this now.
Yeah,
These were so easy, they were boring.
Yeah.
So happy
So
right
in
now.
this one, A and B are legs.
Here she goes.
And C is always your hypotenuse. So A and B are always the legs, C is always the hypotenuse. And when you look at A and B, it does not matter which is which. So this could be A and this could be B, it doesn't matter. So A and B are legs, C is the hypotenuse. And once we have this, we can go through and find a missing piece of our triangle. I just tell you two.
Sorry.
Last one, and we'll make it go back for me. Alright, so we're going to find the missing side of this triangle right here using our Pythagorean theorem. So a squared plus b squared.
Wait, I have a question. So is the slanted side like this always going to be the longest?
It's not always slanted, but it's always the longest side. So sometimes you might get a triangle and it might look like this.
Okay, yeah, but that's like, I mean like the one that doesn't have the right triangle in the corner.
Yeah, it will always be opposite of that. So the
Okay.
hypotenuse is the longest side, and it's always, you just have to look at it and see which is the longest. It'll be opposite of where the...
Wait, but how do we know it's actually the longest if it does, you don't have all the sides?
Just by looking at it.
Okay. But what if it's not drawn to scale?
Then it'll always be done to scale for these.
Shut up.
So normally you can't trust it, but these you can trust for the longest side. Okay. So on this, I am going to find the missing length, which is right here.
So it'd be 20.
Is this going to be A, B, or C?
C.
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 7.
Oh, I was like, wait.
So this is going to be C because it's the longest side. A and B, it doesn't matter either way which is which. I'm going to go A right here, B. Doesn't really matter. So I'm going to find my missing side by going 20 squared
Equals 400.
plus 21 squared
Equals
is going to equal
441.
C squared. Okay? So let's go through, and I'm going to grab Desmos. I think I got it here.
29.
Alright. So I'm just going to go
Alright.
20 squared, and I'm going to combine some steps and just plug them all into Desmos, plus 21 squared, and I get 841 total.
29.
So we're going to go 841 equals C squared. But I got to get the C by itself.
Square root.
We're going to square root it. So we have C squared, not just C. So to get rid of it, I'm going to square root it on both sides. I'm going to go back here into Desmos, and I'm going to go square root of 841, and we get 29. And so we get 29 equals C.
I didn't think you'd ever have that.
Okay.
You should
So, we got three of these numbers, right?
Right.
So, when we have three numbers without decimals, so three whole numbers, that make up the sides of the right triangle. So, on this problem here, my three whole numbers are
29.
20, 21, and 29, right?
Right.
Whenever you have three numbers like this without decimals, those are called a Pythagorean triple. So actually your warm-up was saying, what's a Pythagorean triple? Or find a Pythagorean triple. So there was 3, 4, and 5 was the one we did in our warm-up, right? That's a pretty common one. You see that one a lot. There's a couple more. There's actually a lot of these. Let me think. This would be... yeah, this is one. There's some, you could do like a 6, 8, and 10 is another one. Like if you multiply these numbers right here by something else, like if you multiply each one of them by 2, you get 6, 8, 10, that's another one. Multiply them by 3 and get 9, 12, 15, that's another one. There's like a few base Pythagorean triples that everything else is built on. Because you just multiply the base by a certain number. Maybe I'll show you towards the end of the lesson. I'll show you all the different Pythagorean triples. Alright.
Did you just call y'all?
What?
Did you just say y'all?
Not on purpose.
I was just wondering. Wait, this is different.
Alright. So let's look on this one. So
Which was easy.
let's
Wow.
look at this. Which one is going to be C?
20.
20 is going to be C, right? That's my longest side. A and B, it doesn't really matter. Joseph, which one do you want to be A?
X.
That's fine. I got A and B. So I'm going to fill in my A squared plus B squared equals C squared. But instead of A, I'm going to go X squared.
Knew it.
And then plus 8 squared, and it's going to
equals
equal
20
20
squared.
20 squared. So we're going to go through and solve.
64
So X squared plus
64
64
equals 400.
400.
Now you minus 64.
So on this one, it's a little different because there's one more step. So I have a minus 64. Basically, we're just going to solve it for X. I'm going to get X squared equals 336.
Yeah.
And then I got to
Square
square root
root
both sides.
Equals 18.3.
18.33.
33, yeah.
And-
Either way.
Oh, no, not X squared, just X equals.
Ryan, why did you do this in our freaking pep rally thing?
Not easily that.
Frank, man.
Really?
Who's on the spot? It's hard to
The
do.
real question is why didn't
What are you talking-
Chi
wait, what?
answer
What do you mean? That was
organized
PEMDAS. I didn't remember
Yeah.
that long. That's
Yeah,
like about
yeah,
2
yeah.
years ago
What
for
was
me.
It was
PEMDAS?
a big PEMDAS equation.
Yeah, it was like 2 years ago for me. I can't remember any of
I
that.
think it was
Oh my
something
gosh.
like a
PEMDAS.
3
Never do
minus
that.
6
I know what it is.
times 4 plus 8, all in his head.
Yeah, I was like,
his
that was gay.
Yeah. No calculators.
No calculator.
Oh, I
Yeah,
can't
I
do
just
math
call
in
it
my
for
head.
yeah.
No, thank you.
No calculators.
I'd be doing like,
Alright, we'll give you an exception. Right?
yeah.
Thank you.
Is it negative 4?
We need to make
Easy still.
TT,
What?
yeah.
So was it negative 4?
On that one?
Yeah.
No. English is
No, I think I killed it. No, I killed it. This is what I get.
For messing around?
Oh, it's dead.
What'd you do?
It crashed.
Who crashed?
My
What,
thing expired.
undo or something?
Your what?
Yeah, I hit the undo button and it died.
That sucks.
Alright, well, give me a minute.
Alright, 30 seconds. Starting.
No, my whole program
Now.
here.
Why?
29,
Because I tried to undo it and it
27,
died.
26.
That's what I get for trying to see if you were right, Mick. I blame you.
22,
It's 3 minus 6 times 4 plus 8.
Close the program.
18,
Come on.
17, 16,
Well,
18,
active inspire.
14, 10, 9, 8, 7,
Give it a minute. Kind of slow warming up. I guess you guys get a nice little break.
3, 2,
Actually, what we can do
30 seconds.
is go on to the next. Oh, it's random numbers. Alright, go on to the next one.
Choose a random number.
So flip it over. So on this next one, flip your page over there. You guys are gonna find X. Your hypotenuse is gonna be, let's do 10. And that bottom one is gonna be 3.
10 and 3?
Yep. 10 is on top, 3 is on the bottom. Find that missing side X while we wait for Active Inspire to turn back on. Kylie and Chloe.
What?
What'd I say?
X equals 81.
I don't know. We were talking.
I know.
I thought
Maybe you
you
should.
were
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, and I just said you can give. I was giving you a random problem.
Oh.
So flip it over. On that first problem on the back, the top part is 10, the bottom one is 3. Find the missing side x.
Yeah, right, it's 9.5.
9.54.
4, yeah, 4. Thank you. Easy.
No man, we're almost done though.
How do I remember this and I don't remember PEMDAS? I learned this like about 3 years
That's
ago.
easy, bro.
I know, right? That's what I'm like. How the heck
It's
did I
like
forget
parentheses,
PEMDAS?
multiplication, division, addition, subtraction.
I don't get how I mess up on that and not on this.
You panicked, man. It's okay.
I panicked. Yeah, I did panic.
I was good at PEMDAS.
That one was
That was like
annoying.
the only thing I was good at. Sad day.
Still working. Come on. Oh, here we go.
Still writing, still
Here we
working,
go.
Still earning.
Boy. Yes, I would like to recover these.
Did you seriously have to put those in Desmos to get them?
No, I just.
Alright, here we go. Now it's
Yeah,
popping up.
9.53.
I don't know.
Oh no.
Did you say 5-6?
Really?
5.3.
I got 5-4.
Oh.
Because you
Oh my
you
God.
tensed it.
What are you doing?
Okay.
Chloe!
Well,
What is the
Yeah.
square root of 91?
Who cares about the second decimal?
apparently you guys
Yeah, we
killed
did.
my.
Loki does.
Yeah, you guys
Loki
killed
does.
my entire page. There was an error loading the page. It has been replaced by a blank page.
Yes.
Alright,
You got hacked.
I guess. Oh, no, I don't want to do this. Come on.
Get hacked.
What does that mean?
You-
Get hacked.
You
what
killed
does
the
that mean to
slide.
us Anyway.
I gotta remake the slide now, you jerks.
Well, you don't need it though.
I blame all of you.
You don't need it,
It's totally
though.
not my fault.
No,
You don't
Alright.
need it.
Not 9
So template is
You don't need it.
I don't know, man.
We already did that.
Alright, so this was your random one.
We already did it.
So this one was 10, this one was 3.
You
Let's
said
go
the
over it.
top one was 3.
the top
No, he said the top one was 10 and the
Oh.
bottom one was 3. No,
Oh.
well, Tyler, what the heck?
Alright,
You
so
tried.
Quanah, what's the equation going to look like when I set it up with a squared plus b squared equals c squared?
I can hit
That's the linear equation.
too slow.
Okay, keep going.
B squared
Okay,
plus x squared, right?
yeah.
Flowers.
Equals 10 squared.
3 squared plus x squared equals 10 squared.
Wow.
So we got to go through and solve this. We're
Wow.
going to go 9 plus x squared
Equals
equals
100.
100.
Minus
And if we're going to
9.
solve for it, what am I doing next, Tyler?
He doesn't know. He didn't do it right.
Oh, so you minus the 9.
Yeah.
And now turn into a 91.
Yeah,
And then you square root them both.
that's true.
And
So
then the
casual.
answer you'll get is x equals 9.53 or 4.
Is Desmos a non-profit organization?
How would I know that?
I mean, do you have to pay for the services?
No.
Then no. There you go.
But school districts can pay for them, actually.
Then
Oh,
never mind, it is.
I
Damn,
remember correctly. Really?
that's weird.
Alright,
So hot.
okay.
Okay.
Huh.
So,
Karma.
we are going to look at, we're basically doing the same thing all day today, just going to be slightly tweaked. So, a triangle has side lengths 85, 84, and
Okay.
13. Is the triangle a right triangle?
No.
So, what we're going to do is we're going to set up Pythagorean theorem. If both sides equal each other, I know it's right. If they do not equal each other, it is not a right triangle.
They don't
So,
equal each
if
other.
I'm going to look at my side lengths of 85, 84, and 13, what's A, what's B, what's C?
13's A.
B is
wait,
Alright, let me rephrase. What's C?
85.
85, right? Has to be C. So I'm going to go equals 85 squared, and then it doesn't really matter either one.
13 squared.
84 squared plus 13 squared. So if the left side equals the right side, my answer is going to be yes, they are a right triangle. If they do not equal, I'm going to say no. So let me get Desmos. Let's go. 84 squared plus 13 squared, 7225.
Oh, it does. Okay, cool. It does.
I get 7,225. I'm going to go over here. Alright, go ahead. I should switch desks from there.
Gross.
Yeah. Should sit someplace else.
Oh, it does,
Go over a
Golki.
little bit, Chloe.
It does.
Desk over there.
It
No, no,
does.
move the desk, not move your desk, move a desk
Oh.
over there.
Oh.
Try.
Triangle.
Alright,
I'm sure that's what you meant.
Then we go 85 squared. And hey, we get 7225.
Yeah, it works
Yes.
on both sides, yeah. Yeah.
And because these are both equal, I'm going to say yes. Right triangle. Actually, I'm just going to say yes. I'm feeling lazy.
Thank you.
I'd take a hex yeah if you wanted.
Heck yeah. Now do this one.
Alright, I want you to do the one in the box now. I want you to tell me, do 17, 24, and 22 make a right triangle? And I'll give you a little bit of a hint. Which one of these has to be C?
24.
Has to be C. Alright, tell me if they make a right triangle.
No.
It stinks over here.
No, it does not.
Nobody
Well,
said their
because
last
you went
period.
over there.
It did no.
God.
You guys are so kind to each other. It's the best part of working here.
What, did we talk to each other?
I was being facetious.
Facetious? Sarcastic too?
I thought you were
Yeah.
saying I was being like facetious, like.
Facetious. Do you know what facetious means?
Pretty much like sarcastic in a different way, but
Yeah. Well,
but not
facetious
really.
just means funny. Or being
yeah,
funny.
yeah, that,
It's a smart way to say I was being hilarious.
I don't really think you were.
You are once in a while. If you
Alright,
don't
Kylie. How do I set this problem up?
17 squared plus 22 squared equals 24 squared.
Let's play Foursquare.
No.
Gee, that's a big no.
Alright.
Yeah.
17 squared plus 22 squared equals 24 squared. Mick, what's this left side equal?
7, 3. Your total
Thanks, Mick.
of
This- yep.
$770.
Your voice got a little high pitched there, but
Please
thanks.
insert cash or select payment type.
No.
Thank you for shopping.
Alright, Mick, what's the right side?
I'll fight Walmart.
5, what? 7, 6?
Yep.
Alright, these don't equal each other, so it's not a right triangle.
Hey baby, do
Nope.
that.
I'm just gonna go, nope.
Instantly blocked.
Okay.
Alright, next.
Oh, you're
Next.
You two, hush. Turn around, we're not done yet. Kylie, Chloe, turn around. Could be
Break
done,
him
yeah.
like she
Quit
broke the
messing
table.
Yeah. Keep going.
Do I have a D in this?
No.
I think I have a C in this class, huh?
Well, keep passing, man.
I'm passing, yeah, but I'm just wondering if I have a C in this class.
Kylie, what's that funny?
I
Alright.
knew the whole story, yeah, it was.
I just trying to get you to. Okay, so we're gonna look at the side lengths of a triangle are 4, 8, and 12. We can actually classify the triangle. So I don't know what kind of triangle this is. I want to know, or we've learned 3 kinds of triangles based on their angles. So a right triangle is one. What's another one?
Left triangle?
Yes, but no. Based on angles.
Thank you.
What if I have a triangle that looks like this? What kind of triangle is it?
Acute angle?
No,
Obtuse.
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 That one's
And
obtuse.
a cute.
Whatever goose.
And
And
the
the
acute is the other one. That's where it's got a real little thing right there.
Oh, I
right?
called it!
Yeah.
Who are you looking?
No, I said, what is this one? That's not acute.
Isosceles.
That has to do with sides, which we've learned about, but that's not what we're looking at.
It says side length.
Equilateral.
Oh, equilateral, that one's acute.
Yeah, but we don't, if I'm given the side length, it's easy to say. If all 3 are the same, it's equilateral. If 2 are the same, it's isosceles. If they're all different, it's scalene. That's not what we're looking at. We're looking at, is it right, obtuse, or acute? So
The middle
basically,
one's
what we're going to do is set up Pythagorean theorem, and if c squared is greater than a squared plus b squared,
That's
then
obtuse.
it's obtuse.
Yeah.
She'll break me.
If c squared is less than a squared plus b
Acute.
squared,
It's acute.
acute. And if they equal, it is
Then
right.
it's right, yeah. Yeah,
So we're going to look at this with 4,
How do I
8,
remember all
and
this
12.
crap? I don't get it.
So, C is, my big one is 12. I want to know if 12 squared, how that relates to 4 squared plus 8 squared. So what is 12 squared? 144, right? Okay. And then on this right one, 4 squared is 16 plus 8 squared is 64. 80, right? Nick, you got that in there right there?
Yep.
Alright. How does 144 relate to 80? Is it greater than, less than, or equal to?
Greater than.
Greater than, right? Which means it is obtuse. So this triangle right here is obtuse. let's look at this one down here. 7, 10, and 12. So my C is my big one, it's 12. I want to see how 12 squared relates to 7 squared plus 10 squared.
Cute. This one's got to be
81 plus
a 2.
16.
So
one's a
144.
Equals 149.
Let's see, 100, yep, 149. So how does C squared relate to A squared plus B squared? Is it greater than, less than, or equal to? What is it, Chloe?
Greater than.
What was that?
No,
Or I mean less than.
less than. Which means it is acute.
Computing.
Wait, I thought greater. Oh wait, never mind. It is the big one, huh?
Yeah.
God.
It's like a little alligator.
Oh, alligator.
Got a little alligator face on this.
I remember like you used to draw teeth.
Nice little mouth right here.
Where's the teeth?
Where's the tail at?
It's underwater.
Oh, okay.
Give him a nice little angry eye because he's angry. Arr.
Oh, I thought that was the body.
Yeah,
I
I
thought
thought
so
that was a body
too.
too.
No. Then we got some water. He's coming out of the water. Well, maybe he's got
That
some
face looks so
little,
long
little
now.
back things right here. Little back.
Scales? No
Make a
way.
bird riding them.
She got Zilla.
And
Make a bird riding him.
And then he's got his
Little
little
bird
tail right
feet.
here. Yeah.
It's a long ass alligator.
Along what? What does that make?
Alligator?
It's a long alligator.
Fast, long alligator.
It's the Loch Ness monster.
No, it's an alligator. It's a super cool alligator.
When you said that. Was
Alright, that's it.
Okay,
I? Okay, never mind.
Alright, your exit ticket is going to be something random.
please be a 10.
Oh,
Oh, God.
After
I found my Chromebook was falling.
I
felt it only go down.
No, not 0, get out of here. Garbage.
Garbage.
7, 7, 7.
Alright, find X.
Why is it gotta be 48?
I don't know. The computer chose that. So find your exit ticket. Answer it in Scrative, which I'm going to turn on right now.